Let me move this. How's everyone doing today? I'm sorry I was late. Um, if that's a little better. I have this bright light like right here, but it's not that bad. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy new moon in Taurus. Happy new moon. And I don't know about you all, but today felt like a great day to sleep. Today it was like I was so tired. I just wanted to eat and sleep, which is very Taurus energy. Um, and it feels like there's a hard reset. Like, I feel like there's a hard reset right now with this Taurus new moon. Um, and it's like for all of the signs, it's different. For everybody, it's different of where the hard reset is taking place and what it's going to be. But I feel like this is a lot of you could be getting this feeling now that if you don't make a certain choice or if you don't make something a priority, it's like there's almost like it's a fork in the road. Um, those of you that are here right now, hi. Um, so it feels like there's a path, and it's like, I think when it comes to Taurus, there's a lot of energy of getting things out of the way, getting things out of the path. Things that are not worthy, things that seem like not the right investment, things that seem not in the right time. Um, it's really about having the best. Taurus is, it's like Aries is the best, right? Because it's first, and then Taurus comes after that because it's like I have the best, I own the best, I bought the best, I went to the best thing, I did the best place, I live in the best city. Like, so a lot of people are in a place in their life right now where they're thinking about what is best for them, what is going to be best for them. And in the area of life, wherever Taurus is in your houses, this is where you'll be thinking about this. What is going to be best for me in this area of my life? What's best for me? Um, so I want to light some sage a little bit. I want to read to you all. Well, I don't know if I'll read it. I wanted to read again Taurus 14 degrees, the interpretation. But another thing that I wanted to mention, and it's literally the new moon right now. Like right now, it is a new moon, and the sun and moon are together. So as I'm doing this, we are in this like transmission of a new moon phase, and it's all Taurus energy. It's all Taurus energy where we're all having to ask ourselves what is going to be best, what is going to be the best, and I don't think this is necessarily easy, and I think that this will come with sacrifice. And the reason I think it's going to come with sacrifice is because in 2 weeks we're going to have Venus and Uranus conjunct, and at the Scorpio full moon we're going to have like Mars and Cancer. Um, it's going to be different energy by the Scorpio full moon, and the Scorpio full moon is in that later degree, 27 degrees, where it's just it feels like there's something being deeply wiped clean. Like it feels like a deep reset. It feels like it's almost like, how can I put it? So imagine that there is someone who knows that they have to do something, right? They know that they have to do something that's best for them. And it's almost like the initial decision will come up now over for the rest of this weekend, tonight. Like that feeling is going to come up, like there is a decision that needs to be made for your best, for your highest good. But then it's like over the next 2 weeks, it's like actually taking action and implementing change to align yourself with that decision. So, but the initial decision is like coming with this new moon. The initial realization of I need to do what's best for me in this area of my life, or I need to make a decision now that's different. That kind of comes up now. Whereas over the next 2 weeks, we kind of decide what that is, or what to do with it, or how we'll do it. So if you're in a space right now where you feel like you need to figure out everything, you don't. You over the next 2 weeks, and then especially going into Gemini season, there will be more information. There will be more facts. There will be more dots to connect. So it's not that you need to know everything right now, how you're going to change your whole life and make it the best in the whole world. Like, don't put a lot of pressure, because we're definitely in the beginning of the zodiac right now. You know, we're just in Taurus. We're in the collective second house. We don't even have information yet about this whole new self and this whole new world. We need to go to the Gemini new moon before we even have that. We'll really know how we feel about it by Cancer season, by the Cancer full moon, and what will be truly done in our reality and our physical space will be by the Capricorn full moon that hits the nodes and aspects the nodes in Cancer season in July. So we're still in this process where it's like, well, you need to figure out your seeds right now. This is a new moon about the seeds. This is about what do you really want to plant. 6 months from now, when we're in Scorpio season, what is your crop? Like, what do you want to have bloomed by then? Because you're going to take care of it over the next 6 months. Whatever this Taurus new moon starts for you, because you have to think of moon cycles as times where we manifest a lot. It's where we put in energy. So we're all putting in energy right now into something valuable and physical and tangible. Those of you, if you are if you're Taurus rising, then this is happening in your first house. So this is all about you deciding what's best for you. This is about you planting seeds for your own personal direction. This is going to be about you distancing or clearing things around you that you are being drained by, that you're investing a lot of your energy in. And if it's not really making you the best you, if it's not aligning with the vision you have for yourself right now for what will make you the best you, you're clearing it out of your path. So this is more about a personal decision. This is about a personal choice, planting personal seeds. Those of you, I guess I'll do Aries and then I'll jump to Gemini. But if you're Aries rising and Taurus is in your second house, this is going to be all about your foundation and where you're living and how much money you're making and what is the ground beneath you. What is your real foundation that you're standing on? What is it that you're building that you want to create a world with? So this is going to be about money and investments and your values. This is about what have you been valuing. So if you value playing, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but if you value playing video games on all your free time, well, then you will have manifested you are a great person that plays video games. But based on what you're valuing is the seeds you're planting and what you're getting back. So for Aries rising, this is going to be a time for that, where you're really considering, have I been investing my time and energy and resources and value and trust even into the right things to get me to the foundation I really want. If you're Gemini rising, then this is happening in your 12th house. And if this is a new moon in your 12th house, this is going to be like, there could be something that comes up that you don't expect. Like there could be an unconscious feeling that kind of comes up that you don't expect. Or there could be this feeling of that you are unconsciously changing directions and you don't even know why. Like a new moon in the 12th house is like an unconscious reset. So on an unconscious level, you're now shifting in a direction beyond you. Like this is when the universe kind of intervenes. The dream realm and the astral realm intervenes with the 12th house. So it's not our own doing. It's actually our self-undoing. So this is where you are, in a lot of ways, you could feel like you're falling apart. But it's like you're falling apart, and it's like I'm seeing it as you fall apart, you are breaking down into seeds. You are becoming the soil. You, through that self-undoing and through that just surrender, you now become fertilizer. And you, on a soul unconscious level, are changing. So those of you having this in your 12th house, this is going to be like a disintegration type of feeling. Like you're just kind of disintegrating into the soil and you're becoming your foundation, and it's happening on a soul energetic level. So this is really about healing the emotional body. This is going to be about healing the unconscious self and kind of like surrendering and drifting into different directions. If you're Cancer rising and this is happening in your 11th house, there could be changes now in your future and what you really see for what is your pursuit? What is it that you're wanting to really do now? Like your vision for your life, your legacy, even to an extent, your friendships, your tribe, your connections to this world, how you fit in this world. So this is going to be where you may feel like you need to establish a greater relationship in the collective or in the public. A lot of you may feel like now you need to take on a new study. You need to get a second job. A lot of you may feel like you need to start, hitting up certain people that you haven't talked to in a while. You may feel like it's time for you to establish certain connections. Some of you may be put in a position where you feel like you need newer connections. You need to change certain connections. And really, it's this feeling of you have a new way of relating to the world. You have a new way of relating to your dreams and a new way of relating to your visions and legacy that you want to create. So you could have a change of heart in your plans. If you've been planning for something, you may feel now over the next few days and over the next 2 weeks that that's just not necessarily what it is anymore. That you have a different vision. You have the different feeling. You feel like you belong somewhere else or with someone else or amongst other people. For my Leo risings, and this is in the 10th house, for you all, this has everything to do with thinking about how you're growing. What are you building in your life? What are you building that you're getting tangible results from? This is going to be about also your legacy, but in the more financial material realm. For my Leo risings, this is a square to you all. So this is going to feel like you don't necessarily like where you are right now in the public image. You don't necessarily like your job. You wish you were making a different amount of money. Some of you may have just manifested that now you're going to have a new job, or you're getting ready to quit a job, or it doesn't even have to only be job either, because the 10th house to me is also like the second ascendant. So this is like how you feel you should be. So this is like a lot of you are releasing this idea that you need to be someone else, that you have to have this. You need to be better than who you are. For a lot of you, I feel like this will ultimately, especially because you're going to have that full moon in Scorpio in your 4th house in 2 weeks, this is going to be more about you accepting who you really are, like who you really are inside, and not holding yourself up to certain standards that you should be better or be different. So this is going to be more of this like release of work and home discomfort, your external and internal discomfort. So a little bit of shake up here and connecting with what's real for you. For my Virgo risings, and this is in the 9th house, for a lot of you, this could be a new cycle of information and a new cycle of researching and a new cycle of dreams, philosophies. You may pick up a new book. You may decide to read a book over the next 2 weeks. Someone may talk to you and say, we should travel here. You may all of a sudden start looking up different places to live. This is like a quest for adventure, a quest for new information that it's like you will feel like you need answers right now. A new moon in the 9th house is you need answers. So you're going to be wanting to find them. So you guys for the next 2 weeks need to study. You need to look up stuff. If you have interest, you need to pursue it. If you want information, if you want to change your life, if you have a wish and you want to see how close and likely you are to make it come true, this is your time. So a time of new ideas, taking on new perspectives. This is a great time for new perspectives for all my Virgo risings. Some of you may even be feeling about moving somewhere, traveling somewhere, because you feel like you need a new perspective of life. Or if it's not even moving, or traveling, it could just be in your mind. You're wanting to start researching something or learning something new because you feel like it's going to get you closer to your destiny or where you should be. So this feeling, it's also wishes too. So also a lot of you could find that there's these wishes now that are starting to fulfill and manifest right before you over the next 2 weeks. For my Libra risings, and this is in your 8th house, this is going to be a subconscious reset for you all. This is going to be a hidden reset. So this is like, despite however you are showing up and despite however you feel about yourself on a deeper way, you know that there are changes happening but beneath the surface. This is a changes beneath the surface. These are changes that only you really are understanding right now. Only you are even truly aware of. And you are aware of certain things that other people can't feel or see or sense from you. So for you all, this is an internal subconscious change. And this has a lot to do with your drives, your motivations, what you have been motivated by, what have been the intentions you've been setting, what has been driving you, what has been driving your energy. This is going to be changes with that. Whereas now you may have a reset and focus. You may feel like you have different intentions now. You're desiring different things. You have a hunger for something that's more stable. You have a hunger for something more valuable. Um, that type of feeling. Like there's something deep inside that wants that's like gauged and needs to be fulfilled. So this is going to be a subconscious reset where you need to form a better relationship with your inner self over the next 2 weeks. You need to go to that space and figure out what it is that you're feeling you're missing, or what it is you feel that you're hungry for. Because this is going to be about satisfying your deepest desires. You have deep desires, and now you may have new deeper desires, and you need to connect with them so that you can feel fulfilled within. And also releasing a lot of fears of stability, releasing a lot of fears and paranoia that you won't have something, you won't fulfill something, you won't be satisfied. Releasing a lot of that too, and being more present so that you can be satisfied in each moment of this whole journey. For my Scorpios, and this is in the seventh house, a lot of you are going through really like challenging relationship stuff right now. There's an ex wanting to get back with you, there's an ex you want to get back with, you just had a recent breakup, you had a recent rekindling of something. A lot of you are in a space right now where you're learning a lot through people and through your relationships, and you may even be wondering where your role is in it all. And a lot of you may be feeling like you deserve better, like you just deserve better people, better relationships, better people around you. A lot of you may be feeling right now like you kind of just only can rely on yourself. And I feel like until the Scorpio full moon in 2 weeks in your sign in your first house, this is where you're gonna release however you're blocking yourself right now to connect and have relationships that are healthy. But right now, I feel like this is a new moon saying that you need to decide what you want out of relationships. You need to make a decision now of like, what is it that you really are seeking in this reality? What is the real goal, the dream? What is it that you truly value about connecting with others and being in relationships with other people? And you need to be sure on that and decide on that so that over the next 2 weeks you're releasing out of your path anything that doesn't align with it. And by that Scorpio full moon in your first house, you're in a pure, sure state. And you're coming as you are in all your relationships, and you're honoring what you know you deserve. So for you all, this is going to be more about like really deciding and having a change at heart about what it is that you deserve and what it is you're seeking in your relationships. For my Sagittarius risings, and this is in the sixth house, I feel like for you all, you feel really bored. Like I like right now in my head, I'm seeing someone like go, like someone blowing steam. I feel like you guys could feel right now like you either just accomplished something, you just succeeded. I know a lot of Sagittarius that just graduated college. Some of you may feel like you just got a new job, you just got a raise, something new has come into your life to where now you're gonna have a change in your lifestyle. But I also feel like for those of you who haven't had a recent new change, you can just feel really like you're in need of a new lifestyle. You're feeling frustrated. You want something stable, and you want to change. You want changes. Some of you could be feeling like you're really wanting to change up your physical self too. Like you want to take better care of your health. Some of you may feel like you need to change your diet now. But it is this feeling like the sixth house is kind of like like the eighth house and the sixth house are the most heavy energies when it comes to new moon and full moons, because the sixth and eighth house make in conjunctions to the first. So these are the most awkward places to have full and new moons, because the sixth house, it's like we have to do those things. We have to have a lifestyle, but we don't necessarily identify. And the eighth house is like our hidden self. So it's not necessarily something we want to focus on and bring up. So with it being in your sixth house, this is like you guys are in a space now where you need to choose the lifestyle you want to live. I'm hearing this is the way I live. And you guys are needing to really decide what would make you feel satisfied and stable and happy? How, on a day-to-day basis, what would make you happier? What would make you feel more worthy of the life you dream of and want to live? That's really where you're headed now. A lifestyle that you truly value and desire, making yourself aligned with that and changing that for yourself. Um, for my Capricorns, and this is in the fifth house, this is going to be about your relationships and your love life and what it is that makes you happy, how you're entertaining yourself. Some of you may feel now that your certain things just aren't entertaining you anymore. Certain things aren't making you happy anymore. There could be a sense of boredom. There could be a feeling like you have a deeper quest. You have a deeper desire. Some of you may feel like this is a time of changing your what you give your energy to that makes you happy, changing what entertains you. Some of you may find that now you're listening to different music, or you're starting to watch different stuff that you've never watched before, or you may have always hung out and done this type of stuff with people, and now you may be feeling like, I don't necessarily really want to do that anymore. It doesn't necessarily, it's not feeling the same. Things are not feeling the same for Capricorn. So this is going to be a new moon of deciding what is it that you do value. What is something that is fun for you and you value it and it brings you warmth, it brings you happiness. There could also be changes in you guys' love life and just your social life too. Like there's a new beginning coming up for Capricorns in love and in their social energies. So yeah. And Ebony said that's how I feel all the time. That's probably because your houses, Capricorns have a Taurus fifth house. So always in love and in romance and in entertainment, they're thinking about what they deeply value, what they deeply desire. That's why Capricorns have deep desires, because the fifth house is Taurus. So even when it's not a new moon there or full moon there, you're always going to feel that. Like you have a deep hunger for something, because Taurus literally rules that area of life, the second house. So when you have it in the fifth, it's deep desires, and it's earth. So you wanna feel it all the time. Aquarius rising, this is happening in the fourth house. So for my Aquariuses, this is a very interesting time. You guys are feeling different on an emotional level. You guys are really like, you've either recently figured out that you are your own home, like you are your own home. You're your own home, and it's like at the same time you're not even from this planet. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is a new moon about really focusing on your internal self-worth, like realizing that no matter where you go, no matter who you're around, you're gonna be true to you, and you honor yourself, you honor your being. This to me is about, for you all inside, knowing you are a free conscious being and that you rely on yourself, you trust yourself, that you build for yourself. This is about a deep reset of self-worth and like your security in yourself, because Aquarius rising have strong self-esteem and a sense of self because the fourth house is Taurus. That's why they have such strong roots, like the strongest roots. And you guys, this is about your roots. So right now you could be in a you may be curious about that. You may be wanting to look up your ancestry right now. You may want to be talking to people in your family. You know what I mean? You may feel like that, because this is going to be a time where you're really deciding what it is you value about your roots and what you really feel is part of who you are, and you can stick to it. And then for Pisces rising, with this being in the third house, this for you all is going to be about, it's time for new hobbies. It's time to choose something to learn about. Some of you may get a new car. Some of you may invest in something new. You may get something new literally over the next 2 weeks. You make a purchase. But I also feel like for a lot of you, this is about stabilizing your thoughts, like the way that you're thinking, becoming more stable in your realm of thinking, and deciding what is worth your time. A lot of you are realizing that you're thinking about things that drain you, or you're thinking about things that don't serve you. So really shifting your mental space to focus on what serves you, what uplifts you, what strengthens you, what is worth your time and energy and focus. So refocusing and really truly starting to focus on things that you can build from and use to make your life better and make you feel better. So any way that you have been being wasteful energetically in your mind, or you've been in the gutter, like not really thinking and focusing on what's going to help build you, this would be a shift in that. Like it's a reset in your conscious thinking and in your mind. You need to start thinking now about what will benefit you, and you shouldn't be thinking about anything that won't. Period. So a real hard shift in your way of thinking in your mental space. So I wanted to do that first, like do a little bit of the houses, and then I want to get into the cards, like pull for sun, moon, rising of all 12 signs from Aries to Pisces. But that's really just more for the ascendant. Um, and I really do feel like I almost said full moon. This is a new moon of, because Taurus is very masculine. Masculine in the way that it's fixed earth. It's serious. It's forced. It's focused. It's patient. And for some of you, you could feel like this has been a long time coming. Like there's a change that's coming up now in the next 2 weeks, but you've been seeing it coming, because Taurus is also very psychic and intuitive, like Scorpio is. So there's something you've been sensing. There could be something that yeah, it does feel like it's a full moon. It feels like it's a full moon to me too. I feel like with Taurus, things could be things you sense it with your five senses. So some of you have been sensing something has to change, or something is going to change, or you've been sensing a feeling that you can't quite put your finger on it. Over the next 2 weeks that will happen, or you'll have realization towards that, an epiphany towards that. But this is all about sensing change, and when you sense it, then this is about accepting it. And it's almost like if change is going to come, then be open to it, because that's Taurus's one of their biggest downfalls, is that they're scared of change. They're afraid to really truly change sometimes. Whereas Scorpio is like, fuck it, like fuck it, I'll change. Like fuck it, this is gonna hurt. Like this is gonna break my fucking heart. Like fuck it. And they will throw themselves into change. That's why Mars rules Scorpio in the 8th house, because it's about, I'm not afraid to change. I'm not afraid to die. Whereas Taurus will hold on to what they know and hold on and be very resistant towards that change. So this is a time for everybody where it's like everybody right now is very resistant to something they know needs to change. People are resistant. People can sense they need to let something die. They need to transform, but it's like, oh my God, like I can't let it go. Taurus it's really hard for Taurus to let go. Taurus will hold on. And I think that a lot of people in their lives right now are holding on to something because they just can't quite give it up yet. It's either an addiction, it's some type of, they're controlled by it. They really believe it's on a higher pedestal than it actually is. There's something that everybody is like holding on to in a way that needs to be letting go of. And you'll know because it's draining your energy. It's making you tired. It's making you feel like you need to have your hands on it. Like you can't just freely let it go. You can't just walk away from it. Things like that, any sort of like deep attachments, this is a time where a lot of this is going to be let go as well. Let me see. I have the chart here. So also at this new moon, excuse me for yawning, also at this new moon, Jupiter and Mars are in retrograde. And Jupiter and Mars in retrograde there's a lot of impulsive decision making happening right now, a lot of impulsive thinking. A lot of people are like, wherever Gemini and Sagittarius are in your houses, there could be this feeling of like, you either have to do this. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like if you do this, you're going to learn this lesson. And if you don't do that, you're going to learn a lesson for not doing it. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But either way, our minds are really thinking about it. And we're conscious, like we're self-conscious. This is a self-conscious aspect of like you do and you do and you do, but because it's Gemini, it's like you're thinking about how there's going to be repercussions, or there's going to be consequence. There's this feeling of like, oh, I'm going to learn this, or I'm going to feel this way if I do this. So there's a lot of like overthinking right now, a lot of overthinking energy, where a lot of people could find themselves in the position where it's like they want to expand, but they feel like they need to focus on stuff, or or they're very in their head. Like a lot of people right now, it's like your spirit wants to be free, but you're keeping yourself in your mind. You're focused all in your head and in your thoughts. And it's like thinking about, well, if I set myself free, or well, if I did that, if, and it's a lot of like anxious energy. There could be a lot of anxious energy within people right now. Um, so really the only thing that you can do is that you have to just use all the facts you know. You know, Mars and Gemini, it's like you can't keep waiting for more and more information. You need to take the information you have now, and then you need to make a decision and jump into it with the Jupiter Sag. Like you need to take all that you know and then jump. You can't keep like digging and digging for more, because then you're just making yourself anxious, and you're it's almost like you're pulling back a rubber band until snap it pops. And you don't necessarily want to do that. It's better to stretch it for the information you have, and then slowly let it go, and create a more healthy balance. Um, and then let me see. Mercury is in Aries right now. Mercury is by tomorrow is going to be already 27 degrees. We're already getting to the end of this now. So a lot of what we've been thinking, we're getting ready to really come into a conclusion of this is it. This is the truth. Like this is what I really think about this. You know, I have thought about this. This is my point of view. This is my perspective. This is my truth, right? This is what I think. We're moving towards that now, especially when it goes into Taurus on the 6th, which is what? Literally in by Monday, Taurus is going to be in Mercury, or Mercury is going to be in Taurus. And we start that fresh week with that, with a fresh perspective of deeper thoughts, more valued way of thinking for our better good, thinking for stable, what's going to bring us stability, what is going to bring us deeper sense of worth. So we're all like over this weekend, we're having more personal thoughts, and we're wanting to direct them and feel powerful in our thinking, and we're wanting to think strongly for ourselves. And yeah, Saturn is still conjunct the South Node, so there's still a lot of very, very foundational shift in energies. There is a lot of change in power and ego right now. There's a lot of this changeable energy where stuff is really purging, and it's almost like this raged feeling of letting it go, or rebuilding, because it's cardinal, so it's about building. So there's a lot of changing. There's like we're building different stuff now. It's like we're breaking down. It's like with a bulldozer and rebuilding different things. But I do want to pull cards for all of the signs. So I'm gonna drink some water, and my eye is hurting me, but I'm gonna just get through it. And then I'm gonna pull tarot messages for all 12 of the signs. But thank you guys for being here. Those of you right now watching live, I'm happy you're here with me live. And let me know anything you wanna say, or anything. You can feel free to comment in the chat. And yeah, the question I wrote here was, what part of your values are you not honoring, and what is it that you truly want to build? I was so thirsty. So I want to start, I'm going to shuffle a little bit. I'm going to shuffle. And then we will start with Aries. Aries sun, moon, and rising. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to pull one oracle card for the whole new moon. Hi, David. Thank you for being here live. Okay. feel like it has been a weird feeling lately. Because I feel like a lot of people now realize that everything is more serious, and then once you really decide it or once you really know it, it's very serious. So there is the dissonance feeling is, I feel, because a lot of people just, it feels so real, even though it's unsure. It's almost like we're unsure, but it's like it's very sure. So that is a weird feeling. I think a lot of people right now are really just like breaking down piece by piece. Um, and that's a very uncomfortable feeling. I think it's almost like we're destroying fragmentation. Like it's like right now I feel like collectively we are purging through fragmentation. Like it's people are having to come into greater wholeness right now, and really for the next 7 years people are needing to, like, it's like over the next 7 years, Uranus and Taurus is gonna break apart all of the lower parts of people, all of the insecurity, all of the parts of like you're not valuable, you're not worthy. It's like we're breaking free from fragmentation so that we come into deeper wholeness. But it's like we're gonna lose so much of ourselves over the next 7 years. We're gonna have so many pieces break off that are not really there. I'm seeing it almost as I'm seeing a person be a puzzle. Like I'm seeing people as puzzles, right? And I'm seeing it as like the puzzles, some of them are like they're like messed up, and like you can tell they're older, and some of them are like dusty, and some of them are really bright, and some of them have bigger puzzle pieces. And I'm seeing it as like there's these puzzle pieces within people just breaking apart and then kind of like magically just coming together and like being redefined and recreated. And it's like it's almost like this like shattering type of thing so that it all falls into place in a more whole way. And but it's like we're like just losing ourselves to really come into ourselves, um, which is a lot, which is a lot. So I shuffled these, so now I'm going to do an oracle card for this new moon for everyone, and then we'll get into the signs. I'm hearing the quote, dance until you shatter yourself. Thinker. Thinker. I'm going to pull one more. Thinker. This is the 44th card. Thinker. Thinker. I feel like by the 6th, here and now. Here and now. So I'm going to let one more come out and get 3. But this makes me feel like this is a new moon where a lot of people are thinking about where they've been and where they're going. Like there's a lot of really pondering and deep thinking right now about this is where I was. This is where I am. I think this is where I'm going. This is where I want to go. You know, there's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of deep thinking going on right now. People really feeling like, well, where am I really? Like, where have I come from? You know, where am I headed? And there's almost this feeling, you know, her little flag says you are here in this card, and then it has one that says going to the past, and then there's a stick going to the future. So that little you are here, right? And she's just kind of sitting there, and she like doesn't know. It's like she's here, but like what is that? Where is here? You know, where am I? And I think that with Thinker, a lot of people can feel this right now, like, well, I am here, and wherever I am is where I am, but where am I by being right here? And what does that say about where I've been, and what does that say about where I'm headed? So there's a lot of deep contemplation and thinking about that right now, about the past and the future. There's a lot of people feeling like, I don't know why I'm hearing, but Humpty Dumpty sat on a great wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty, I'm hearing Humpty Dumpty. So some people might feel like they're sitting on the wall right now. They're sitting on the Humpty Dumpty wall. And it can feel like a purgatory process of like a lot of people right now are waiting for the universe to just come in and move things. But the thing is that nobody can move Taurus. So it's like with this new moon, you can't ask for the grace of God's hand. You can't necessarily wait for the universe to come in and move something around for you, because with Taurus, it's a choice. It's, you know, it's Aries, it's I, and then with the second house Taurus, it's like I choose. You know, I have, I decided. It becomes more of a personal agenda, and it becomes something that you must do. So a lot of people right now are in this waiting position with themselves, really waiting to feel like they have an understanding, they have an answer, they have a comfort they seek. Get this one, and then we have time to go. Time to go. Time to go, which is super self-explanatory. Thinker, here and now, time to go. Time to go, time to go. So I feel like a lot of people right now really need to move forward. Really, really, really need to move forward. This girl is running. She is running down this path, running towards it, and it's to a place of nowhere. Like, she doesn't even necessarily know what happens once she gets through that gate, but she knows she has to go forward. It's time to go forward. No matter if you don't even know where it's going to lead you. So I think that this is a time right now where if any of you feel like you're kind of in this waiting position, or you feel weird, or you feel stuck, I think that this is because you need something to inspire you to move. You are in a position right now where you have to like start your own fire inside. You have to push yourself forward now. Because I almost feel like there's nothing for us from the past anymore. And it's like the present moment is so quickly changing every day now with Uranus and Taurus. It's like reality is shifting really fast now. Like really, really fast. With Uranus and Taurus, it's like on a daily basis, our systems and structures are changing. The collective value systems are changing on a day-to-day basis. Like, we're in a present time of so much erratic change that it's like we can't even afford to necessarily sit. We can't necessarily afford to sit and wait for changes, because the whole world is changing fast now. So this is more about finding it within ourselves to just say, you know what, I don't even know where I'm going, but I'm going this way. I'm going to go forward. Like, I don't know what this means, but I have to feel like I'm moving. So I feel like there's like any of you that are very in your head right now, it's because you're lacking movement. There's a lack of movement. Honestly, yeah, someone said I just rely on my intuition. And I think that that is the smartest thing to do, especially with Taurus. You know, the Scorpio is intuition and it's the subconscious, but Taurus is the intuition on the five senses. So Taurus will hear, see, smell, touch, taste, and be able to psychically predict, and will have the intuitive feeling. So this is definitely a time where your body is going to give you answers. Your body is going to say things to you that you don't even know why. Like, you're going to feel a certain way. You're going to have a stomach ache. You're going to have a headache. You're going to feel kind of weird. You're going to get weird shivers. You're going to get weird pains in your head. Your body is going to be communicating with you, and your intuition is going to be speaking to you through your senses. So if this is a time definitely to, if you don't feel pressed to make a decision, if you feel like you have some time right now to kind of figure things out, if you feel in a flow and a peace, like you can take time to figure something out, use this as a time to develop a greater relationship with your body. Like, meditate more. Over the next 2 weeks, meditate more. At nighttime, close your eyes and do deeper breathing, and try to learn your body even more than you already know. Because if your intuition is really working with you right now, you're gonna take on a lot through focusing on your five senses. I don't know why, but I'm seeing someone like getting different perfumes and spraying them on papers, and then smelling different papers and like seeing which scent they like better. But yeah, I feel like these three cards, for majority though, I feel like this is a time where we're needing to get out of our heads and putting pressure on ourselves of where we think we should be or where we've been, and just need to go forward. We just need to go forward with where we know there is a door. Because especially in this card, she sees the door. Like, it's down there. You see that right there? Like, it's down there. She has to go through that fog, but there is a door, and there is a way. There is a way through There is a way ahead. There is a way forward. And all she has to do is decide it's time to go. It's time to go forward. And it's almost, it seems like once she goes through that door, it's like everything is going to disappear. It makes me feel like the path that led her there will disappear. So a lot of you, if you've been thinking, I'm hearing that there's a song called "I've Been Thinking Too Much." I've been thinking, not the Samsa song or Drake song. There's another song about called "I've Been Thinking Too Much." But I feel like a lot of you, if you've been thinking too much, it's like once you really decide that you're moving forward and you're gonna open this door and go down this path, that overthinking will stop, because the path that led you there will then instantly disappear, because you're only on this path right now to get you to that door. You're only thinking right now and on this path right now to lead you to that opening. So once you actually go through it, everything up until that point will have only been to get you there. It will have only served for that moment. So then it just disappears because it served its own right. It ran its course. A lot of people right now are realizing where some things have already ran its course. And if you're staying in it and you're just going in a circle in the course, you're going to feel like you're thinking a lot. You're going to feel like you're nostalgic. You're going to feel like you don't feel like you're really where you're supposed to be. You're going to feel like something's off. And it's because you're attached to a cycle that has already ended. You're attached in a system of your own emotions, in a cycle that it already ran its course. So until you get out of that, until you realize what you're doing and you realize the cyclical patterns, that is the only, once you get out, then that stops, because you're only in that to get you there. So that's kind of what I'm feeling for everybody right now. A lot of you already know deep down, you need to go down a certain direction. You need to head down a path. You need to go and open through a door, and you need to run to it. You need to not look back. But a lot of you already know that you feel that, and it's just going to be over the next 2 weeks you really decide where that's taking you or what that is. Give it 2 weeks and then you'll know where you're going, because by the Scorpio full moon you will go there. You will be running. You will be running. In the next 2 weeks, once Mercury and Venus are in Taurus, there's going to be so many people feeling like they don't want to feel confined. They don't want to feel restricted. They want to break free. They want to break their chains. That over the next 2 weeks, by that Scorpio full moon, and then we're moving into Gemini season within a matter of days, people are going to be raging and running like with their fucking heads cut off. Like, going like, I need to have this new life. I think differently now. I have new information, new insights. You know, in Gemini season, we are all met with messengers. Messages come, synchronicities start to speed up. Like, we start to receive more information. So this is where we start to like go crazy in a way, because you're receiving so much, and you almost have to act. You have to speak. You have to take yourself in somewhere else, because you're receiving a lot of insight. So I definitely feel like we're moving towards that space of movement if things do feel stuck right now. You know, I was thinking even just last night, like, we're in heavy earth energy right now. We have the sun, the moon, Uranus, all in earth, and then Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node. We have like 6 energies in earth right now. We're in a heavy earth time right now. And stuff can feel stuck. People can feel really stuck right now, or trapped, or like they're in something that is just, they don't know how they're going to get out of it. They feel like they're trapped in it, or it feels heavy, and it's because we're needing to break that up. It's like you need to break things up piece by piece. And I'm seeing someone like I'm seeing like a loaf of bread, and I'm seeing someone like grab a few pieces and like pull them out and like pull pieces apart and feed the birds, like pulling apart pieces of bread and throwing it all out to feed the birds, you know. But if before you do that, you just feel like there's a whole stack of bread in your hand, right? But until you really break it up and free it, you can't even really use it. And this feeling of breaking things up by pieces so that you can set it free. But yeah, now I want to start with Aries. So this is going to be a new moon message for the next 2 weeks. The intention for these card pulls is, what is this newness? What is it that is like needs to be acknowledged at this new moon? What's the message that we need to know for these next 2 weeks about what intention to set, what to let go of, what to come into, whatever is going to come through. But it'll be for this new moon and over the next 2 weeks, what we need to really focus on. So let's start with Aries. I'm gonna shuffle 3 times, and then we'll... So Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Aries, we have 7 of Pentacles and 2 of Cups. So Aries, I feel like some of you right now are waiting for a soulmate, something with a soulmate to connect. Some of you right now are waiting for someone. You're waiting for a love to rekindle. You're ready for a connection to spark. You've invested a lot in someone, Aries. I feel like you have invested a lot of your time and energy and resource into a relationship, into a partnership. And I feel like you guys feel like you're on hold right now. I'm going to pull one more. You guys are on hold right now. And I feel like with this in your second house, you know, you really put a lot of energy into a relationship. So you guys may be at this point right now where you're deciding, should you wait anymore? Yeah, we have 4 of Swords. And then bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. Very interesting. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. With 4 of Swords. You guys are waiting for that moment of spark. It's like, I feel like Aries right now are waiting for that moment where someone like confesses their love to you or tells you they want to do this with you. It's almost like you're in this still period waiting for that feeling. Or you could be waiting, Aries. You could be waiting. You could be in this meditative space and you feel like you're waiting for when you feel alive. When you feel it's love. You're ready. Like, you guys are waiting for this big opened type of feeling or this open and awakening. But I feel like you guys feel like you're on hold also. So this makes me feel, Aries, like don't sleep on a connection. If there is someone that you feel you've invested a lot into and you have a connection, then don't be afraid to express your love. Don't be afraid to act on your love. Don't be afraid to show up in love and show love. Like, don't be afraid to do that, because if you guys are waiting for someone, you may be sleeping like Sleeping Beauty, and you may be waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's like you almost have to take the lead, Aries. I feel like if you guys want something right now and you feel like you've worked towards it, you have to take the lead. You have to show up for it. If not, you're going to be waiting. You're going to just be waiting. So I also feel like there is a lot of energy also, and there is a lot that you've invested in a relationship, but really only choose it, Aries. Like, only start this up again or rekindle it or hold on to it if it will make you jump out of bed. Like, if it doesn't truly feel like Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups, then it's not even worth your time. Like, keep sleeping, keep snoozing, like, but don't keep waiting. Like, this makes me feel like if you're waiting for someone, Aries, maybe it's because it's just not what you want. Like, maybe some of you could be in a space right now where you're kind of just like, you're waiting to feel like the energy you invested in someone is going to pay off or it's going to do something for you. But if you keep waiting, maybe it never will. So if something isn't on right now, if it's not alive and passionate and overflowing with love right now, maybe stop waiting. Like, maybe stop expecting to get something out of it. Maybe realize that it was a loss. And then through that acceptance of it being a loss, and like you invested, you did what you did, now you have this new energy of like, now you can invest in something brand new. It's almost like, Aries, you're letting go of certain things that have been like on a snooze, or have been, you didn't get a payout for it. It didn't, like, instead of keep waiting for that to spark back, maybe let that go, and then through letting go, you start over. So I feel like Aries right now need to look towards, change their focus and go towards something brand new. Because whatever you've invested in, it's taking a really long time. You may need to just go somewhere else and start over. So Taurus. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. And Taurus, for you all, we have the Sun with the Fool, and under the Fool, we have the Magician. So Taurus, this is all about, I mean, literally pure happiness. Pure happiness is on its way. The more that you guys focus on what makes you happy, the more that you do what makes you happy, the more that you set yourself free, Taurus. This also makes me feel like this new moon is changing for you. Like you're getting ready to step into a whole new phase of happiness, and fulfillment and childlike joy. I feel like there's an innocence or this promiscuous energy now that's coming over you guys, where you're headed towards this new adventure and this new beginning, and it's like you're becoming a child again. So Tauruses are being reborn in a very vibrant way, in a very like free way. And this makes me feel like trust in your gifts and trust in your resources and what you have, because you have the skills, Taurus, to manifest a life you dream of. You have the skills and talent and resources to go now into a new phase of your life that really truly brings you happiness. So it's more about believing in your happiness and then being brave enough to go towards it. So a lot of you guys, you're having this sort of rebirth energy, and a lot of you are going to find that you're entering a period of happiness now for a while, like long term. It's really starting to turn for you. Um, so the Hermit just came out. So some of you, this could have something to do with the Virgo, the Tauruses. But Gemini. Gemini. We have Nine of Wands and King of Swords that just came out. Nine of Wands and King of Swords. I'm going to pull one more. Gemini, I feel like you guys are waiting for truth. You may feel like at any moment something is going to be revealed to you, or you may feel like there's a truth coming out, or some of you may be really worried about something professionally, or you've been really working hard for something and you're just waiting for that answer. You're just waiting for that, like, you're waiting. So Gemini, I feel like there's a feeling of you're waiting for something, and it has something to do with truth or your professionalism. Let me pull one more. Gemini. Some of you are really stressed right now because of your work life, because of your professional life. You're really on edge. I feel like you guys may feel on edge right now, and like you need more truth. Wow, a lot of cards are flying out. Father of Wands. Some of you, you may be waiting for a Leo. There's two kings here, though, Gemini. You have Nine of Wands with the King of Swords and the King of Wands. So a lot of you right now are needing to come into your power more intellectually and passionately. Like if you feel like you're on edge or at the fence of something, or you've been pushed through. Some of you feel like you've been going through the wire. Like you have been going through the wire. And this is all making you come into this point of Gemini. I feel like you guys are getting ready to go into final form. Like you're getting ready to go into the form of extreme passion, extreme intelligence. And it's almost like your passion and intellect is going to overthrow whatever the troubles have been. I'm hearing the song Troubled Waters, like something about troubled water. If you have been feeling like you're in a space that you have to fight and protect, like if you've been feeling kind of nervous and shaky about where you are, this makes me feel you guys are needing to step into your more masculine energies, and you need to be more sure about what it is that you really are passionate about and what it is that is ultimate true fact for you. The more that you know that, the more that you truly know your truth, Gemini, and you truly know what your heart says, the more you will get rid of this paranoia or this nervousness or this feeling of that at any moment something's going to take something from you. You have to know what you are willing to die for, Gemini, and you have to know what will be true in your heart and in your mind no matter what happens. And the more that you focus in on that depth within you, like this is truth. This is what means the most to you. Once you get into the masculine energy of that, the more you will get rid of this feeling of at any moment bad things are going to happen. When you really, really know yourself, Gemini, you can get rid of that paranoia that somebody can take it from you. So nobody can take it from you because you have it deep within yourself. So Cancer. Also, you all may be feeling like there is this card coming out again. Cancer and Gemini could feel like there's a Leo involved right now. There's a Leo that's calling shots or you feel threatened by. There could just be a Leo involved for Cancers and Geminis. Also, Gemini, if you have been working really hard, just know that an air sign or a fire sign in your life, they cannot take that from you. Even if they could fire you, even if anything like that, they cannot take from you what your facts are and what your real passions are. They could never ever take that from you, and that's your power. So, Cancer. So be wary of air sign and fire signs over the next 2 weeks, Gemini. Cancer, we have Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, and let me get one more out. So there's give and take, give and receive. Wow, Six of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. A lot of you may feel over the next 2 weeks it's time to fully invest in yourself. Some of you have really been being there. You've been giving your energy, you have been showing up, you've been giving and receiving. Some of you have been giving more than you have been receiving. So I feel like over the next 2 weeks, a lot of you are going to pull back your energy and pull back your resources and pull back how much you've been giving. I feel like a lot of you, there's people that come to you with open hands and you always somehow, like how, I'm thinking of like how people joke and always say how moms have everything in their purse. And I feel like that's very Cancer. Like I feel like Cancer, people have been coming up to and being like, I need gum, I need tissue, I need this, I need money. And like you just been pulling out of your purse and pulling out of your purse and pulling out of your purse. And now it's just coming to this point where like you're getting ready to go buy a whole new brand new designer bag and nobody can get anything from your purse because the only thing you're going to carry in it is a black card, and the only thing that you're going to have in the purse is your phone, your charger, and the shit you need. So I feel like you guys are like going into this like phase now where you're kind of getting tired of feeling used, and you're getting tired of overextending and overgiving and not feeling like you really even have it like that to give it. I feel like a lot of you now are realizing that you need to invest more in yourself. You need to spend more money on yourself, give more of your energy and time and resources to yourself. A lot of you are feeling like you've already given as much as you can, and now you need to give all that back to you. So I feel like Cancers over the next 2 weeks are going to be feeling themselves and feeling like they're focusing on themselves again and building up their own self again, saving money, doing what's best for you, Cancer. I feel like you have already given a lot. You've given a lot, you've shared a lot, you've helped a lot. Now you need to take all of that energy and do it for yourself and help yourself. It also makes me feel like some of you now are getting ready to get out of these power games with people, like this give and take energy, and you're gonna just take all of yourself back and throw yourself forward. Like this is new self-esteem, new power for Cancers, because you're tired of giving and not receiving. You would rather give and fulfill yourself now, which is good, which you should absolutely do that. And you should stop giving to people that take from you, because every time that you give and they take, you could have given to yourself and made yourself better. So focus on yourself, Cancer. You are your greatest investment. I feel the need to say that. You are your absolute greatest investment. And the more that you show up for people, you become a crutch to them, and then they don't even value you for what you're really worth. So you are forever your greatest investment. So Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Leo, we have Seven of Swords. Ooh, and Seven of Cups was the one I felt with it. Seven of Swords and Seven of Cups, Leo. Some of you there could be something going on with a friend group. There could be something going on with someone you like that you're interested in. But Seven of Swords and Seven of Cups, Leo. Wow, you guys are in a very divine space right now where you are really having to believe fully in your imagination. And there could be no one else that really gets you right now. A lot of you right now are wanting to move in silence. Like you may be feeling like nobody's going to really get it. Like a lot of you may be feeling right now that nobody gets the dream that you have. Some of you may feel like you're secretly always running off into a different world, or you're secretly running out into your own dreams and illusions. And some of you may feel like you have that to really share with right now. I'm gonna pull one more. Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck with that, 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. I feel like, Leo, you guys are at this point of no return where you really, really want your dreams to come true. You really want to feel happy and bliss. You want love. You want these amazing feelings. You want to feel like it was all worth it in the end. Um, you want to feel like, all of the hard work paid off and now you're happy and you're free. Like, you guys really want that feeling of accomplishment. But I feel like you guys right now are in a very weird space where you feel distant and detached. I feel like you guys may feel like nobody really gets you right now, or like you're kind of just unsatisfied. Like, I feel like Leos right now are just a little bit emotionally discontent and a little bit emotionally dissatisfied, because although your surroundings are stable, something going on within you is not. Like, something that you're experiencing inside is not necessarily making you happy. Like, something that you're experiencing or feeling is making you kind of like down and out. And I feel like, Leo, this is because you right now, there is no validation for you to seek. You right now are in a place where you have to believe in your dreams, even if you have to do it alone and secretly. You have to believe in your illusions, even. You have to be okay with going. It's like the road less traveled. I feel like Leos right now are being tested. Like, how willing are you to go on the road less traveled, even if there's no one else on it with you? I feel like you guys are learning a lot about how you move better when you move alone and you just believe in your dream and you just believe. And even if no one else believes and they mock you, it's like Leos are really learning the divinity in loneliness, the divinity in isolation, the divinity in only trusting yourself. You guys are developing greater trust with yourself, and this is why you're starting to move different and tell different things to different people. You're not expressing everything the same anymore because you're realizing that at the end of the day nobody really gets you like you get you. So it's like you're having to like go down this portal of exploration of your dreams and imaginations, but you're doing it alone. And that's making you feel lonely. That's making you feel disconnected from people. That's making you feel like you need to kind of be away because nobody's really getting it. So you guys right now, it's like you're headed down a path. Um, there's a void that I know I have to fill on my own. Exactly. Like, a lot of you right now could feel like there is a void you need to explore, and you need to find it. And it's like only you can really find it. And it's like once you go down that path to connect with that void and fill that space and fill yourself up with that imagination and good energy again, then you will feel this 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, that then like the pressure will release. But a lot of you right now definitely aren't going to be feeling like you could just connect with people. You're going to feel very, very like you need to be alone right now, and like only you're really getting you. It's very like, I'm hearing divine intimacy, but it's with yourself. It's like you are learning better trust and intimacy with yourself in your loneliness. Um, but don't be afraid, Leo, to go down the path that seems crazy or that doesn't make sense, because it may not make sense to anyone else, but it will make sense to you. So, Virgo. Virgo. Virgo, we have the Hangman. I'm going to pull one more. Don't want a bunch to fall out. Wow, Hangman and the Ace of Swords, Virgo. Damn. Damn. Virgo, I feel like for you all, you have been waiting for something to reveal itself, and it will. I feel like over the next 2 weeks, Virgo, you're just gonna sit back and the truth will reign. The truth will reign. Like, there's gonna be revelation. Like, things are just gonna reveal itself, and you won't even have to do anything, Virgo. I feel like a lot of you are in a space right now of absolute detachment, and just you're in a void space waiting for the truth, and you are the truth, Virgo. It's like you're like in this, you're just like sitting, you're like waiting for the truth to be revealed. You're here waiting for certain like realization, certain breakthrough, and you are it. Like you are the breakthrough. Like you are like the truth. And it's like time is waiting for you. You shouldn't be waiting for truth. Truth is waiting for you. It's almost this feeling of like the moment you realize you are what you say you are your truth. It's like I feel like Virgo, a lot of you in your head know something, but you're staying still in your reality. Like you know something, but you're not actually using it. It's like you know a truth, but you're keeping yourself in this still position. And it's like the moment you realize you are the sword, Virgo, you are the truth, then you will be able to pierce out of this stagnant period and like go somewhere else. So I feel like it's like the breakthrough that you want, Virgo, you are it. And you're only going to get out of it when you realize you are the way out. So like you are the way out, Virgo. Your truth is the truth to set you free. And you have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge yourself as that, as this truth is of being in before you. Then you can get out of this period. It's like it's not even that you need a different perception, Virgo, or that you need to wait to have truth revealed. It's that you're waiting to realize your truth is valid. You're waiting for you to realize that your truth is what will set you free, and you already know it. It's just a matter of when will you embrace it and create your breakthrough for yourself. So this makes me feel, Virgo, the next 2 weeks is going to be very powerful for you all. A lot of phases that you've been in for a while that have been going on, and you feel like you don't know what's right, you don't know what to do, you don't know. You're going to realize that you have known the whole time, and that you have been keeping yourself in a space of indecision because you've wanted to be open. It's kind of like when people say, people only ask for advice when they don't like the truth that they already know. Like there's like that quote where a lot of the times people only want to know what you think because they don't want to accept what they already know they think and what they know is true. So Virgo, I feel like you guys have been waiting for like to feel like, well, maybe this isn't the truth, maybe this isn't it, maybe something else is gonna come through, or like, and I feel like over the next 2 weeks you guys are gonna realize that no, it really has been true all along. Like you really have known this whole time, and you've had the power to change it this whole time, but you've had to really come into the knowing that you are the truth that will set you free, Virgo. So there is no like waiting for it. It's like you are what you're waiting for, and once you realize you stand in your truth, then you will break yourself free. um so Libra. 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups coming out. I feel like a lot of you are getting ready to have a crazy love life journey. But let me get one out here. The Tower. We have the Tower. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. So Libra, there's something coming. There's something coming, and it's going to change your direction. And this is by the grace of God. This is a blessing from the universe. This is something coming that is going to shake everything up, but it is absolutely for your path and for your favor. So Libras, kind of be open or be weary that over the next 2 weeks there's going to be a shift and a change that happens that you won't see coming, and your foundation is going to change. There's going to be something that there's change in the wind for Libras. There's change in the wind. You won't necessarily know why, you won't necessarily see it coming, but it's going to come, and it's for your favor. So be open to changes, be open for energy to move differently, because you guys need some type of wake-up call, you need some type of awakening, and you're about to get it over the next 2 weeks. But this doesn't have to be bad. This can be good. This could be something that you least expected. You could literally all of a sudden just get a job, like your dream job calls you. You could all of a sudden like receive some news, like, or you could just all of a sudden have this decision, like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, like, and you just literally do it. Like over the next 2 weeks, there's gonna be this spontaneous type of energy where anything can happen, Libra. Over the next 2 weeks, anything can happen. So don't expect anything. Just be open for magic and miracles, and know that whatever happens over the next 2 weeks, it's aligning you for your greater path, and it's all in your favor. Even if it feels crazy at first, it's really truly happening for your highest good and for your favor. So yeah, that's really good. That's so far, in my opinion, the best cards so far have been Libra. So Scorpio. Ooh, Scorpio, we have the Fool card. The ball is in your court, Scorpio. The ball is in your court. Let me pull one more. Wow, Six of Cups. Scorpio, if there is a soulmate situation here, you need to go towards it. There's some type of soulmate situation here where there's a new beginning that can happen, that can be sparked. I don't know, Scorpio, I feel like for you all, you're getting ready for the next 2 weeks. And this makes sense. This is your 7th house. I'm literally thinking of that right now. There is some new beginning here as far as your soulmates go. You guys are getting ready to manifest a new soulmate partnership. You're getting ready to go on this healing journey, this healing soulmate journey. There's something happening here, Scorpio. There's something shifting now in your love life. And I feel like over the next 2 weeks, you guys are going to be more aware of how you are like a soulmate to others. I feel like there's some type of connection brewing right now. There's a new connection brewing, or it could come from the past or a past life, or you could have already have connected before. But there's some type of new energy now coming into your love life where it's going to be easier to connect. It's almost like you're going to be able to really connect now with a soulmate, Scorpio. So over the next 2 weeks, there's a new beginning with a soulmate. There really truly is. There's one coming, and it could be with a Pisces. But either way, I just feel like there is something here in your love life and your connections. Even if it's a childhood friend, you could all of a sudden for the next 2 weeks, a childhood friend you connect with, and all of a sudden you guys start hanging out again or something. Like, it doesn't even have to be romantic, but there is some new energy, a new beginning with a soulmate connection for you all happening now over the next 2 weeks. And you're learning about who you are as a lover through the whole experience. So Sagittarius, we have the Hierophant, and bottom of the deck, we have like Libra, the Tower, and the Wheel of Fortune. So there could be a Taurus that's really changing things for you guys right now. Like, a Taurus has changed everything. Everything is about to change through Taurus energy for you all. This also makes me feel like, Sagittarius, for the rest of Taurus season itself, just know that everything that you value and commit yourself to, it's changing things. This is a time for you, Sag. Over the next 2 weeks, you need to really truly decide what you are dedicated to, what you're committed to, what your value is. What is the path, Sag? What is the path? What are you dedicated to? What are you committed to? What is it? What is this path? What is it? The more that you decide that, the more that you get serious about that, everything is going to start to change and align for you all. Like, everything is going to start to move. It seems like, Sagittarius, the more that you focus in and you're like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. This is it. This is what I believe. This is what I feel is best to do now. Like, the more that you get serious, Sagittarius, over the next 2 weeks, it's like, boom, boom, boom. It's like everything is going to start aligning. Like, everything is just going to start to fall apart, fall into pieces, and just align everywhere the more that you get serious about your path. This also makes me feel like Taurus season is just going to be filled with a lot of changes for you all, the rest of it. And also, there could be a Taurus in your life that's creating a lot of change in your life. So, take that for what you will, Sag. But the more that you focus on what it is you truly believe in and you feel is part of your truth and path, the more that you are literally just opening yourself up to all the craziest changes possible to align to your highest good. So definitely don't fold on what you really truly believe in. If it's real for you, assert that and choose that, and watch everything else fall into place. So Capricorn, this new moon for you. Also, I want to say for Sagittarius, you pulled the Hierophant, and this is happening in your 6th house. So if you guys decide right now you're going to go back to school, or you're going to be a vegan, or you are going to do, like, if you make a real decision right now and you stick to it over the next 2 weeks, you are going to change the next 3 to 5 years of your life. Like, if you really decide on a path right now, if you decide, you know what, I'm going to take this job, this is my thing. I'm going to start working out. If you really truly decide on something in your life, it's going to change everything for you. It's going to literally shift your whole world. So dedicate to something. Decide something now, Sagittarius. Make a decision now for your path, for your highest good, and it will shift everything for you. Literally, for the rest of the season, it's like everything's going to start to shift through your decision. So I just wanted to say that for Sag. But Capricorn. Oh, 10 of Wands coming out. Let's get one more. 10 of Wands. So Capricorn, you have been working really hard. You've been straining yourself. There's been a lot of push. There's been a lot of challenge. And you've really, really been feeling like you're carrying a lot of weight alone. Let's see. So we have 9 of Wands. And the Death card here popping out. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Capricorn, I feel like you're resisting an ending. You're resisting an ending. And you're resisting long-term change. Capricorn, I feel like right now you're really, really paranoid about something ending. Or you're worried that a part of you is dying forever. A lot of you right now could feel like you are really, really carrying a lot of weight in a way to where you feel like you don't even know what parts of you're going to still have through the end of all of this. So I feel like there's a long-term change now happening. Like you guys are really entering a period of rebirth and real powerful regeneration and change. So it almost feels like you can't resist it, Capricorn. Like you can't hold back from the death. You can't hold back from what you know has to end. You can't keep yourself in this state of stress and pressure because you would rather stay there in what you know than to surrender into the death of the night and to surrender into the death of your character. Like you can't hold on to your pain because you can control it, Capricorn. So it makes me feel like this is a time right now over the next 2 weeks you guys are absolutely, you have to let go of the resistance. Like you're not even going to be able to hold on to it anymore because there's such a need for something to end. Like it has to end. Like there's something that has to end. You're putting so much energy into something and it has you all worked up. It has you all stressed. It has you all anxious. And it's like you're afraid to go to the war of your soul. You're afraid to die. You're afraid to let it die, Capricorn. So I feel like there's no way out. The only way out is through this. You have to go through it. You have to face the death of it. You have to come out of it reborn. So this makes me feel, Capricorn, the best thing that I can tell you all for the next 2 weeks is that accept that parts of you really are dying. Parts of yourself are really dying. So a lot of stuff that you put your energy into, it's dying now. It's over with. And you have to be okay with that. I feel like it's like the Black Parade. It's like you guys are entering this Black Parade feeling where it's like, damn, no matter what you do, you're not going to come out of this the same. Nothing is going to be the same. Like, there's going to be so much that changes over there. I'm hearing also for you all 3 to 5 years. So much is going to be changing. You're going to have so much change in who you are that you really just can't resist it anymore. You have to let certain things end and die. And if you're fighting for it too much, that's a sign that you're afraid to let it go. You're trying to control it rather than set it free. So Capricorn, you can't escape fate. You can't fight fate. You can't escape death or fight death. You have to go down these changes now. You have to let yourself do it because you're not meant to stay the same. You're not meant to stay in this paranoid, dreadful space. You're meant to come out of it. You're meant to overcome it. You're meant to conquer it. So you have to allow that process to start now through your acceptance and letting it go and letting it die. So that's step 1. But Aquarius. Aquarius, we have Page of Wands, Daughter of Wands, and bottom of the deck, High Priestess, and then the Fool right here is popping out. So Aquarius, Page of Wands, High Priestess, You're about to go on an adventure, Aquarius, that nobody knows. Like, there is a secret. You have a secret adventure. You have a secret passion. Some of you you may like someone right now, it's a secret. You may be attracted to someone right now, and it's a secret. There may be someone you want to have sex with right now, and it's a secret. But I feel like ultimately, Aquarius, also bottom of the deck, we have the moon card. I feel like a lot of you right now are feeling kind of weird emotionally. Like, you know that there is someone, something that is sparking your attention, and you feel like you need to pursue it. You feel like there's something calling your passion, calling your drive, your intentions. You feel like there's something beginning, like there's either an adventure beginning or there's some type of fling, some flame that's beginning. And I feel like you guys are really needing to trust in your instincts. Like, over the next 2 weeks, every time you feel like your intuition is telling you to do something, do it, even if it's risky. Like, if you feel called to do something, Aquarius, and it's risky and it's kind of bad or scary, but you really feel inside you need to do this, do it. I feel like you guys now, your intuition is showing you more about what excites you and what brings you liveliness, what brings you passion. And some of you may be like, with the moon, it makes me feel like you guys are really like thinking like, should I do that? Am I wrong for that? Like, is this right? Like, is this what I really want to do? Like, you guys are in this contemplative emotional space right now, but if you get the impulse, trust it, because your intuition is trying to reach you in different ways. It's trying to reach you through your passion. It's trying to reach you through your desires. So don't be afraid of what your gut is telling you. If you want to go towards something and you feel called towards something and it's exciting you, do it. And then don't tell anybody. Like, let it be a secret. Like, don't tell anybody, because it's not meant for anybody to know. It's for your emotional processing, and that's the only reason you're supposed to do it. So trust yourself and trust your hunches. Trust your instincts, Aquarius, because through the next 2 weeks, there's going to be some adventure that starts, some fling that starts, and only you need to know it. Nobody else needs to know it. So that's all I'm going to say for my aquas. Take it how it is. And if you're cross-watching for an aqua, I'm sorry. But they may be doing some stuff that you don't know about. They may be having some feelings you don't know about, and they may be going off some instinctual feelings that you don't know about, and that's not your business. It's theirs. So, Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces. Wow. We have Two of Cups, the Hermit, and the 10 of Swords. And they came out like Two of Cups was first, Hermit was first, and 10 of Swords. Pisces, in the bottom of the deck, we have Page of Pentacles, and underneath that, the World. Pisces, I feel like there's a connection with you all right now. I feel like you guys are calling in your soulmate in a way. Either some of you right now are in a soulmate connection, and you're also in a very spiritual journey. For some of you, there's a soulmate connection right now in your life that's very, very spiritual. It's really aligning you with your internal journey. It's really aligning you with your inner knowing. Like, you're on a spiritual journey right now with a relationship. There's something spiritual going on here. It's alone. It's internal. It's a whole spiritual process that you're going through right now with love. But with 10 of Swords, this makes me feel, Pisces, that some of you are with people right now, but you feel alone inside, or you feel like inside there's so much that you're carrying, and there's a lot in your head. Like, some of you may feel like you've been in a state of loneliness and suffering, even though you've been partnered. Or some of you may be feeling like you're like, you have this relationship, or you're growing in relationships with people, but nobody, even your soulmate relationships, really see what you're going through. So I feel like with the Hermit and the 10 of Swords, it's like you deep in yourself or deep in your head could really be feeling like you're getting hurt and you're sacrificing a lot, or you could feel like there's a lot in your head and you're carrying a lot. So let me pull one more for this, because those all came out together at once. Ten of Cups. 10 of Cups. Okay. So Pisces, this is all about ending this isolation. Like, if you have people in your life, Pisces, that show up and they love you, you need to communicate better. You need to show people where you are, even if where you are is broken, and even if you feel like where you are is broken. um, because for you to really be happy, Pisces, and for you to really truly experience the love that you want to experience, you can't hide yourself. You can't hide your pain and your demons. You can't hide. So I feel like, Pisces, for the next 2 weeks, this is going to be about you're going through something alone and you're clearing a lot in your mind. Like, you've been in this process, and like you're in a lot of mental configuration. And I feel like this is going to be about, if you really want to strengthen your relationships, if you really want to connect with people, and you want to be felt, and you want to feel like you can really connect with people, and you want to be happy and have happy, healthy relationships with people, then you need to let them in. Because I feel like, Pisces, you could be in a very like isolated space of agony, and either your partner doesn't know that, or the people around you, you're not letting them in. Or, Pisces, everybody knows you're going through this, and everybody knows that you're going through stuff all alone, but you won't let anybody in to help you. So you're blocking yourself from happiness because you feel like you need to take everything on alone. And then, bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 3 of Wands. So this makes me feel, Pisces, that a lot of you now, you're having to leave behind and heal from certain pains so that you can look towards the future. Because some of you have been really down in this low space for a really long time, and it's really, really been hurting your relationships and blocking you from the happiness you seek, because you're like staying in your head, and you're staying inside of yourself, and you're brewing in yourself alone, and you're thinking of stuff that's already ended, and you're in this thing alone. And it's like, then you're connecting with people, but that part of you, you're not sharing it. So it's all this world inside, and that's why you can't have this happiness outside, because you have this whole thing going on inside that you won't share. So you're needing to really leave that behind to heal certain pains, Pisces. Like, let certain stuff go. So you, like, I feel like Pisces need to take a deep breath and let it out. Like, let it out, Pisces. Let it out. And this doesn't even have to be a specific person or a specific relationship. This is all the people that care about you, all people that you connect with, that connect with you. This is like, let it out. Because if you don't let it out, then your world, your internal world, is getting darker and darker. And then people outside of you are just like, why can't you come over here in the rainbow with me? Like, why can't you be over here with me? And it's because you're brewing in this energy and you're not letting it out. So, Pisces, release that. If people really love you and it's a real soulmate connection, you can show them the dark parts of you, and that doesn't mean that they're going to not love you anymore. And you can still be happy while being in a low space. You can still be worthy of love and happiness even when you're not in the best space, mentally and spiritually. So that's what I have for everyone. I'm going to pull one more for everybody before I go, for like a final message. And thank you guys for being here with me tonight, and happy new moon in Taurus. Happy new moon in Taurus. I really do feel like this is gonna be a shift, and I feel like for a lot of people this is also going to be new jobs, new creative stuff. Like, a lot of people now are going to have changes in their creation. So you're going to see people getting pregnant now even more after this new moon. Literally, like, you're going to see it. 6 of Cups popping out. 6 of Cups popping out. There are certain connections that deserve to be explored right now. Certain connections really deserve to be explored, and these are past life connections. These are from the past, like past lifetimes, and just past like childhood connections, childlike soul connections. I feel like there's a lot of connections that need to be explored right now for everyone collectively. And then we have Page of Swords. So some of you, over the next 2 weeks, what you need to know about this new moon in Taurus is that if there's something you've been wanting to say to someone, say it. If there's a text you've been wanting to send it. If there's a certain connection that you have with someone, but you need to say something, you need to get something off your chest, say it. There's soulmates that need to communicate. There's soulmates that need to get into communication and get into contact. because there's certain connections inside that need to be understood and communicated through. So don't be afraid to reach out to people that you want to reach out to and express things that you want to express, because this may help you clear a path. And yeah, that's what I feel like for everybody, all signs. If there is some person or a connection you need to communicate with, you feel like you need to talk about something, talk. If you feel like there's something that has to be addressed, talk about it, communicate, or else you're not going to know. So don't be afraid to communicate with soulmates. You need to say certain things, you need to communicate, you need to communicate, you need to communicate. So that's what I have for everyone, and thank you all for being here. Happy new moon in Taurus. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna do the cleanse tomorrow, like tomorrow before sunset, like while the moon is still in Taurus. I'm gonna do the new moon cleanse and do the ritual for everybody, so you guys know I'll have it on my Instagram and stuff. But yeah, this is a powerful new moon phase, and a lot of the intentions I feel I'm gonna just be writing and setting for everybody is that we get more close and intimate with our values and we trust ourselves more. You know, this is about trust. I love you too. Um, Yay. Thank you guys for being here. Happy new moon to you all too. Um, and really take care of yourself. For while the moon is still in Taurus for the next day, you know, eat food that you like, take a bath, rest, take naps, drink a lot of water, make yourself some tea, like really connect, really connect. Go outside, be barefoot for a little bit, just kind of vibe. Like, this is a new moon about grounding yourself into what your best fucking life, your greatest life, grounding yourself into what you deeply desire, grounding yourself into what it is you really want, what you really believe in. So put yourself first, treat yourself like royalty. This is a new moon about knowing you are royalty, treating yourself as if you are royalty, you are royalty. And grounding yourself in that, grounding yourself into deeper self-worth, you know, into greater, deeper knowing of your beliefs and values. So, yeah, that's what I feel for everyone. So definitely let me know how it goes. For new moon intentions, I definitely suggest writing down what you believe. What are your values? What are the things you desire? What are your senses tell you? Write this stuff down. You know, I value blank. I value blank. I love you too, David. I value this. You know, I honor myself. I honor my intuition. I honor blank. Like, focus on your values and stuff like that. And you could even write, I am royalty. You know, I rule my world. Stuff like that. Write it down. Connect, ground, speak with the earth. Connect with the earth, and we'll see what plays out over the next 2 weeks. And tomorrow I'm gonna do the cleanse early in the morning, and I'll be on IG Live, or I'll put it on the story, so you guys will see. But thank you so much. Happy new moon. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope that you